May 7th, Las Vegas, an exciting evening of boxing, but forget that, all week long, Ring TV Live is going to be there from the moment the fighters get to Nevada to the final press conference. We're all going to be there bringing you great coverage. Make sure you download all the apps, and thank you to Trevo watching us in Ottawa, Canada.
Oh.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the support and love from north of the border. We have a great one coming your way, and it's not hyperbole, it's not boxing hype, it's not us fawning over this fight. This is a fight that when Steve Kim even heard it was a possibility, said buy your ticket now, and it's sold out. Jesus, Soto, Karass, Yoshihiro, Kamegai is coming up next, Steve.
This is Demolition Derby on South Hill Street. And there really is a palpable buzz from the hardcore boxing fan, not only on the internet, on Twitter, but literally outside. And I've talked to a ticket broker friend of mine. There's actually a legitimate secondary market.
Right.
You talked about them opening up the balcony seating, which is basically all full. People are actually making a profit on the secondary market for this show.
Yeah, I've heard for the standing room, the floor seats going for 200, 250,
Yeah.
300.
Yes.
They're 25 for race.
Exactly.
Good for you,
Going
second
for
market.
200 plus.
And they also,
that was yesterday.
They also opened up a ballroom where
Yes.
you pay $10 to close circuit. So to everybody watching us in that ballroom, full
Hello.
bar, hey, thank you supporting us. Next time,
Drink
buy
up.
your tickets early on LA Fight Club. A full
We warned
schedule
you. We
coming
warned
your
you.
way. Exactly. Steve warned you. He tweeted it once or twice, and also in his own call-up. Man, Steve, after today, though, a fight I'm looking forward to. I know you're going to be there. Doug, your hometown of Inglewood, Triple G is fighting at the Forum.
Yeah, it's not just the big drama show, it's the little drama show. It's the 1-2 punch in boxing, the pound-for-pound 1-2 punch, the dynamic duo, Gennady Golovkin and the flyweight champ, Chocolatito Gonzalez, who's in tough, I think, against McWilliams Arroyo.
I think McWilliams Arroyo, solid, competent boxer out of the Puerto Rican island. I think he'll do very well.
He was a very good amateur.
Quite frankly, about Dominic, not Dwayne Wade, I'm going to go Joe Willie Namath here. I will guarantee Golovkin.
Right now, they're...
Wow.
You know, here's the issue. I think for Golovkin, this is a no-win situation, given the fact this is a mandatory. He wanted to keep the belt. Bottom line, though, it's not about how you win in boxing. Act like you're the best middleweight in the world. Don't screw around. Get rid of this guy early.
Right now, DJ Ray is playing El Gato y El Raton, the cat and the mouse. Soto, Karass, Kamegai is not cat and mouse. It's two pit bulls going at it. And Roberto Diaz talks about how this fight even came about on Ring TV Live.
I've been trying to make this fight for 3 or 4 years. It has all the ingredients of Fight of the Year candidate. Jesus Soto Karass. He's one of those fighters that is guaranteed spectacular performances. He loves to go toe-to-toe. You can never count a fighter out like Jesus Soto Karass, the Mexican warrior that's coming with everything. They counted him out with Andre Berto. He knows this is a make or break. On the other hand, Yoshihiro Kamegai, I saw him many years ago in Japan, and I was just amazed at him from the boxing. Normally Japanese fighters come straight forward, want to go toe-to-toe. I saw something different. He was boxing more of a counterpuncher. I get a lot of tweets from the fans. Hey, make this one, make this one, make this one. And that was one that kept coming up. Media was always, oh, if we can only see this fight. That's why it's special.
Special indeed. That's a lot of Steve Kim coming your way.
Well, it is, boy.
Steve Kim, your Twitter is Steve.
UCN Live. I tweet once in a while.
Dougie is...
At Dougie Fisher. It's DOUGIEFISCHER.
And make sure you check out Steve's podcast. He has 2 of them.
3 Knockdown Rule with Mario Lopez and Gabriel Montoya and I with the next round.
And Dougie's mailbag every Friday and Monday.
More emails for Soto, Karass, Kamegai than for Spence Algieri or for Gary Russell Jr., Patrick Hyland.
Yeah, you know, speaking of that fight, talking about what Roberto Diaz talked about, if you recall 3 years ago, the press release actually was sent out by Golden Boy. This fight was made for the StubHub Center. And then what happened was Soto Karass ended up getting a much more lucrative opportunity to be what they thought was the cannon fodder for Andre Berto, and the harvest never came, and he got knocked out, Berto, in the Alamo Dome, which restarted another career renaissance for Jesus Soto Karass.
Yeah, you look at the record, 10 losses, Kamegai 3 losses. Let me give you the bad cliche. Throw out the records when these two meet. What's the other one? What did you have in your lead? It's a old-fashioned Donnybrook.
A melee.
Donnybrook.
A brawl.
A barn burner.
A melee, a barn burner.
Pier 6.
You know what I found interesting in your story, Doug, is when Robert Diaz said when he saw him in Japan, he saw a guy that boxed and moved.
Right.
Thankfully for us in the United States, we've never seen that
We've
guy.
never seen that version of Kamegai.
I haven't seen him.
That's the and that's what I love about this. If you've seen these guys fight, you know what to expect.
Yeah.
If you follow boxing just for the last 4 or 5 years, you know this guy right here. You know Yoshihiro Kamegai, and you know he's going to fight, and you know he's going to give 100%.
Kamegai wearing the Taiken Promotions on his trunks. This fight is also in association with Taiken Promotions, a good partner of Golden Boy Promotions. And this is an interesting fight because, Doug, when I saw that fight at StubHub when he fought Robert Guerrero, that was also the night that Jesus Soto Karass fought
Devon Alexander.
And both of them put on good shows, but that was the one where Guerrero was getting booed. I wasn't working that day. I just went as a fan, and like, never heard of him. I'm like, who is this guy? And I want to see more of
Taking
him.
it to the ghost, round after round after round. And if you go to BoxRec and look at the scores, that wasn't indicative of the fight. It was much closer than the scorecards indicated.
Especially with the crowd. You know, as they said in the movie once, you win the crowd, you win your freedom.
And Doug, you talk about that fight against the Ghost. I can make an argument that Robert Guerrero physically has never been quite the same guy since that night.
It took a lot out of him. It took a lot out of him. There's no doubt about that. It was a reminder that the Ghost did not start his career at 147, and Kamegai is a natural 147-pounder, as is Jesus Soto Karass, taking out a two-time welterweight. These guys went tit for tat. And Andre Berto got a lot of power, a lot of athleticism, and a lot of heart. He had dropped Soto Karass in the 11th round. Soto Karass comes back and drops him in the 12th round and wins the fight by TKO.
Doug, there was a time that Soto Karass was this goofy, fun-loving sparring partner of Antonio Margarito.
That's right.
To his credit, after some very rough waters early on in his career, has actually crafted a pretty good living for himself.
Well, he made a lot of money in 2013. Because Soto Karass started the year coming in as the opponent for Selçuk Aydin. And he outboxed Aydin, and that got him rated. And then he faced Andre Berto, again came in as the opponent, and stopped Andre Berto. And then he closed the year out against Keith Thurman. So he made a lot of money that year. Those were all high-profile televised fights.
Jesus Soto Karass desde Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. He's wearing the Aztec calendar on his robe and his trunks. And this standing room only. It is a great vibe. It is super loud. It is just super cool at a sold-out Velasco Theater. And this fight, could it have been a main event at the StubHub? No. Could it have been a nice co-feature and a lot of people would have been excited? No doubt about it. Would there have been a Mexicans for Soto Karass shirt made? Maybe.
Damas y caballeros, este es el combate estelar de esta noche. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. Set for 10 rounds of boxing in the super welterweight division. 10 rounds de combate en la división de peso super welter. Es presentado a ustedes por Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions en asociación con Taiken Promotions. Patrocinado, sponsored by Cerveza Tecate, Born Bold, Carmelita Chorizo, the original chorizo since 1934, y Casa Mexico Tequila, it's in the taste. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Commissioner John Carvelli, Executive Officer Andy Foster. Your 3 judges scoring this bout on ringside, sus 3 jueces, Eddie Hernandez, Zachary Young, y Raúl Kais Jr. And when the action begins, your 3rd man, el tercero en la superficie, Wayne Hedgepeth. Ahora bien, amigos que nos acompañan a través de la señal de Estrella TV y los presentes en el Velasco Theater, Los Ángeles, California, Estados Unidos, LA, California, USA. Ajusten sus cinturones. Introducing to you first, fighting in the blue corner, wearing black trunks with gold trim. Official weight 153.4 pounds. presentando ustedes en la esquina Tecate Azul, vistiendo calzoncillo negro con plata, con un peso oficial de 153.4 libras. Professionally, he stands at 26 victories, including 3 losses, 1 draw, and 23 of those victories coming by the way of knockout. Presenta un récord profesional de 26 victorias, 3 derrotas, 1 empate y 23 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Irashaimase, Subarashi, boxer de Aru, de Tokio, Japón, Yoshihiro, el maestrito Kamegai. And his opponent across the ring in the red corner, wearing gray trunks with black trim. Official weight, 153.6 pounds. Presentando ustedes su contrincante en la esquina Tecate Roja, vistiendo calzoncillo gris con negro, con un peso de 153.6 libras. Professionally, he stands at 28 victories, with 10 losses, 3 draws, and 18 of those victories coming by the way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 28 victorias, 10 derrotas, 3 empates y 18 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Puritito, Los Mochis, Sinaloa, México. El renuente, Jesús Soto. Y el tercero en la superficie para las instrucciones finales, Wayne Hedgepeth.
Good evening, you gentlemen. Receive your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times, and above all, protect yourself. Touch them up and come back out.
We get ready to go. Referee Wayne Hedgepeth with the introductions. The crowd is fired up. I'm a little extra. Doug, how about that tail of the tape?
Hey, they match up almost perfectly. Kamegai 1 year younger at age 33, and Soto Karass with a slight height and slight reach advantage.
And that ring looks small. It doesn't matter. They're going to stand right on that A of the Tecate. And 2 bulls have been let out of their cage. Ya salió el toro as Jesus Soto Karass with a big right away. He's in the silver trunks. That's the design of the Aztec calendar. 28-10 from Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. Last time he was in a boxing ring for Soto Karass was in 2014 when he fought Devin Alexander. In 2015, he had 2 fights in BKB. Very lucrative money, but he said he just wants to get back into the boxing. Yoshihiro Kamegai, El Maestrito Kamegai, trained by Sendai Tanaka, who is
veteran Japanese trainer, sort of the house fighter for the Taken Boxing Club. Somebody goes back 15 years working with world-class fighters like Marco Antonio Barrera and later Eric Morales.
Right hand from Kamegai, the fighter from Tokyo, Japan.
Guys, the feel-out portion of this fight literally was over in about 2 seconds. These guys
I'm actually a little bit surprised, given their experience, given the fact that they're veterans. I thought they would warm up to the slugfest. But Soto Karass, he set the tone. He came out with 1-2s and hard body shots and uppercuts, and I think he's the guy with the power. Kamegai a little bit faster, maybe a little more strong physically speaking.
It's scheduled for 10, keyword. If you wonder why Kamegai has the name Maestrito, because of El Maestrito Lopez, a good fighter in the 80s. That's where he got the nickname.
Yeah, he idolized that guy. Former WBO welterweight champ from Durango, Mexico. Jose Luis
El Maestrito Lopez.
Yeah,
the little
right.
teacher is the nickname. Yeah, you're right. Feeling out? Nah. Let me just chuck him.
Thing is, whenever there's a lull, it's, whenever Karass isn't moving his hands, Kamegai is going to keep working. That's what he does. Both guys had long camps. They started this year in training because they knew that this fight, they were trying to make it. Golden Boy Promotions was trying to put it together. So they were in the gym even before it was made official. And both guys claim they've had excellent camps and had excellent sparring leading into this fight.
Soto Karass, fighting family, his dad and 4 brothers all box. Good right hand by Soto Karass.
That's his money punch. That's his power shot.
and he is a boxing fan. He is at the LA Fight Club almost every single edition, supporting young fighters, trains other fighters. He runs with them.
Partying with fellow fight fans.
Yeah. If you don't have a selfie with Soto Karass, you're doing it wrong if you're a fight fan.
Exactly.
And if you had a shirt on, well, that's even rare.
Nice left hooks to the body from Kamegai in this round.
Good opening round between Soto Karass and Maestrito Kamegai. LA Fight Club, Velasco Theater on Ring TV Live.
You know, you're able to put on your condition to the very most at the gym, and you're able to basically have the comforts of home. And we were lucky enough to find a sparring partner that mimicked Soto Karass very closely. So we had a very good camp. You know, Soto Karass is very aggressive, and for me to prepare and spar for something like that, basically avoid getting hit and fighting at my own pace and my own fight, and not being pulled into his fighting style or his pace. You know, every fighter's different. Even Mexican fighters sometimes have different styles and so on and so forth. But for me, knowing Soto Karass and watching him, I prepared myself to the best of my ability for this fight because I know what kind of fighter he is.
Right there.
Kamegai is applying pressure. He has to be careful because Soto Karass can be dangerous off the ropes. He really has to keep his eye on the right hand of Soto Karass. That is his heavy shot.
Kamegai is cut on the right eyebrow. It might have been, yep, it's an accidental headbutt. Referee Wayne Hedgebett says.
It is bleeding though.
Bleeding and closing quickly.
Yeah, corner of the right eye.
Guys, I want to note one thing. Even though these guys are natural welterweights, this fight is basically a junior middleweight scrap. Kamegai, from my understanding, is balked a little bit at the weight. Physical strength is going to be very interesting to see. Who does this favor, the extra 7 pounds?
I think it favors both of them. Both guys have been in a lot of tough fights. They're in their 30s now.
Don't have to make weight, basically.
Yeah, they don't have to sweat out those extra pounds that they normally have to sweat out to make the welterweight limit. And I think both guys are carrying it really well. And I'm going to stand by this. I think Kamegai is physically stronger than Soto Karass. I think Soto Karass has more one-punch power. So Kamegai has to sort of combat that with volume, and I think he's doing it in the second round.
Volume has never been a problem for Kamegai.
No, it isn't at all. Kamegai absorbs the right hand, follows with the right of his own. The oohs and ahs, you're hearing it. It's like fans are cheering for any punch being thrown right now.
There's a lot to choose from. I see blood on the scalp of Soto Karass. I don't know if that's from the accidental headbutt. I don't know if it's just blood that rubbed off from Kamegai's eye, but I see a spot. Oh man, that cut is bleeding a lot now.
Yeah, it's on right below the right eyebrow. It was from an accidental headbutt in this round.
And of course, Kamegai responds to that blood by doing what? Fighting harder. And some nice combinations that he used to get Soto Karass up against the ropes momentarily.
Both fighters have been in some wars over the years in their illustrious career. These are the fighters that you respect because they come every single day.
Guys, looking into the corner of Kamegai, the cut man is veteran Rudy Hernandez. He's already getting his equipment ready to jump into the corner.
He's got his work cut out for him. Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him, and I saw Kamegai blinking as that blood trickled into the right eye. It might behoove Soto Karass to start uncorking some left hooks because Kamegai may not see them.
Kamegai with a good right. Another left, the right from Soto Karass. Soto Karass in the silver trunks. Los Mochis Sinaloa. I mean, come on now.
This is the definition of a slugfest. If you want to know what a slugfest is, folks, this is it. We're witnessing it.
As he pushes a referee Wayne Hedgebett. Final seconds of the second round. Once again, scheduled for 10.
We just saw a hellacious round 2. Kamegai pins Soto Karass against the ropes. Soto Karass fighting very well off the ropes with uppercuts. But Kamegai is also landing left hooks to the body. He's landing straight rights. And he worked his jab in getting close to Soto Karass. And you see him pawing with the jab, catching an overhand right from Soto Karass. Kamegai landing a stiff jab, followed by a hook, covering up as Soto Karass lets both of his hands go. There you see the left of the body from Kamegai. Non-stop action.
You know, we had a couple of tweets here noting that, in their view, this ring was small. Let's be honest. This fight could have been engaged in a phone booth. And for all you young people out there who don't know what phone booths are, they're very small.
What was that? A phone what?
A phone booth.
That's Superman, right?
You used to put quarters in there to make calls, believe it or not.
You needed money to make a call? Third round.
Soto Karass letting his hands go in volume now, showing us some speed, showing us that he is truly in good condition.
So is Kamegai.
Nice block and counter on the inside from Kamegai. This is that counter punching and that craft that Robert Diaz spoke of when he first saw Kamegai years ago in Japan.
Soto Karass has gone against Keith Thurman, Chino Maidana, Gabriel Rosado. Those are the only fights he was stopped in. Good right hand from Soto Karass. Kamegai absorbs it, comes with it.
Good body attack from Kamegai, and I think it's smart because Soto Karass has always been known to take a good shot to the jaw. In fact, that's his nickname, Renuente. Does that mean hard head?
Pretty much.
Yeah. And it also speaks to his stubbornness sometimes in training camps when they say, hey, come on, conditioning time. He says, hey, I don't feel like it. Not for this camp, they tell me. This camp, they said he did everything.
They said he did everything right for this camp.
He's going to need that conditioning.
Training at the Ponce de Leon gym in LA. Kamegai in the black trunks. It's only 2.5 rounds that they've been at it. Man. Look at the wear in their faces already. This pace is pretty fast for both of these two, isn't it?
It's very fast for guys who are in their 30s. And the punch output, the sheer volume that both men are throwing is really special. You don't see guys really let it all hang out like this.
Kamegai with the left.
And they're all hard punches, too. There's no soft stuff, no pawing around.
No, uppercut for Kamegai is nice.
These rounds are not going to be easy to score either.
They're fun to watch, hard to score. Kamegai, Soto Karass.
I kind of don't want to score it. I want to just enjoy it.
Just watch this. I kind of don't want to talk either.
I know.
We're going to go get a beer and just enjoy this.
We should have Tecates, really.
Or Casa Mexico tequila.
Nice
good right hand by Kamegai.
And he timed it. Like I said, when Soto Karass has a lull, he's got to be when his hands aren't moving, he needs to be in a defensive position. He needs to be moving his head because, boom, another one from
Like that right hand from Kamegai.
That's good speed, but it's also timing from the veteran Japanese fighter. Nice right from Soto Karass.
Good round for Kamegai. With 30 seconds to go in the third round. It's scheduled for 10. Bigger shots landed by the Japanese fighter in this round.
Well, what we've seen in this round, though, is when Kamegai wants to be elusive, he's pretty shifty with his shoulders, creating an illusion and then taking it away from Soto Karass. I think he has won this third round.
I do, too.
Good right hand from Soto Karass. Another left hand landed at the bell.
He could have stole the round with those right hands. Let's watch some highlights, and round 3 was all highlights, really. Nice right cross from Soto Karass, followed by a short right cross from Kamegai. Works both hands, working his jab from the outside. So does Soto Karass. Nice left uppercut on the inside from Kamegai. It ain't easy doing blow by blow for this fight.
No, because there's so much going on.
You need an opera singer's lungs.
Y son mi dolor. Tragos de Amargo is playing right now. Bitter drinks. And after this one, Soto Karass, you're going to earn your drink. Sunday Tanaka working in the Japanese fighter's corner. Konnichiwa to everybody watching us in Japan. Hola, bienvenidos todos los que nos están mirando desde Los Mochis, Sinaloa. Estamos listos para otro round desde Los Angeles, LA Fight Club. Soto Karass in the white trunks, Aztec calendar on him. Yoshihiro, El Maestrito, Kamegai.
Guys, I just spoke to Rudy Hernandez real quick, the cut man for Kamegai. He seems to think that the cut is not going to be a problem.
It's not bleeding.
Yeah.
Rudy's one of the best in the business.
It was a cut suffered by an accidental headbutt in the second round. Referee Wayne Hedgesmith was on it right away. And the fourth round is brought to you by Yip TV. Watch live TV from around the globe, including live Golden Boy fights. Sign up today at yiptv.com. Body shot from Kamegai. And this one, Steve, I believe I read it in your story leading up to this preview, that this is a fight where whoever wins can get them back in there and make some more paydays.
Right. Listen, does this fight necessarily lead to a championship fight? Probably not. But what it does, it really is a battle for relevance. That if you want to stay viable and make a certain amount of money, winning tonight would certainly be a very good idea.
Both guys have landed excellent choice shots to the body. Kamegai seems a little bit more committed to it than Soto Karass. And I would say the Japanese fighter has slight momentum right now at this stage of the fight.
You know, one thing that I've noticed, at least in my opinion, I think his punches are a little bit sharper, a little bit straighter, and they seem to have a little bit more thump to him.
Kamegai fought Alfonso Gomez, a fighter that was on the Contender, had fought Canelo. They went 10 rounds, and that was a fight that Gomez controlled. And speaking with Kamegai's corner, and they said something wasn't right with him mentally. He didn't come into that fight right mentally. They didn't want to elaborate, but they said he was a different fighter when he knocked out Nelson Gulpe in October. Kamegai took some time off after that Gomez loss. That was a fight that a lot of people expected. We didn't get it.
Kamegai was expecting that, you know, because Gomez can be a warrior in there, and he wasn't. Kamegai said, hey, hats off to him. He studied my fight with Robert Guerrero, saw the kind of pressure that I put on Guerrero, and he made a decision, I'm not going to deal with that, and he used his legs as much as he used his fists in that fight.
This looks like a fresh Kamegai here in 2016. And what about Soto Karass, who didn't box at all in 2015?
He says he needed the break.
Really?
He said, yeah, he had a grueling 2013, had some tough fights in 2014 as he eats an uppercut from Kamegai.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Go make that money in BKB.
He's been right, and so he used BKB as income, help pay the rent, pay bills, buy groceries.
Bought a nice car.
But also, it was kind of a departure from boxing. It was still a break in his eye.
Overhand right uppercut from Soto Karass. A good round for the fighter from Sinaloa.
You know, when Soto Karass is in close, he seems to have much more success than he's out there on the perimeter getting sharpshooted by Kamegai.
Yeah, Kamegai, I think that's because Kamegai's faster. Very hard rounds to score. I actually scored that last round even. If that's a cop-out, well, too bad, people. Deal with it. They're both landing a lot of hard shots. What do you want from me?
The views and opinion of Doug Fisher, I agree with. And once again, thanks to everybody sending us the tweets. I'm using the hashtag RingTVLive. Vic out of New Jersey, Boxing Voice, here's your shout out. I know you've been waiting all night.
Victor!
Lamont Roach, appreciate it. Heroes Boxing, Melissa. Yes, Fatty, the cat is watching. We appreciate it. I mean, you want a shout out in the first fight or the main event?
Yeah.
Come on now, you've worked your way up there. Once again, Cheap Seats Boxing, appreciate the nice words. Blood hasn't been flying yet. Keyword yet. This is where we're sitting right here. Boom, right here. Having a good time. We appreciate everybody. Kamegai, Soto Karass. We're getting ready for another round. It's the fifth one. It's scheduled for 10, and the fifth round is brought to you by ITT Tech. And they come out the way they started the first second of this fight, right at each other.
I love that boxing Twitter is alive for this fight. I really do. I'm just looking at them all.
Yeah, as we said, social media and the hardcore fans, they are tuning in. Doug, when Soto Karass is chest to chest with Kamegai, this is where he seems to really minimize some of the physical advantages of Kamegai. This is where he's getting his best work done. It's right in close.
He's got very good inside craft. So does Kamegai. So it's good heated infighting from both guys. I think Karass gets the better of Kamegai inside because I think his hands are a bit heavier.
Kamegai worked a lot with Golden Boy Promotions. Taken Promotions work very close together. We've seen him on a lot of Golden Boy cards. And he's a fighter this is exactly him. He comes to scrap with you. As the pace slows down a bit, which is expected. They're running those 400s like Doug does on Sundays at UCLA. Body shot. Kamegai cutting the right eye. Really great job done by Rudy Hernandez. Haven't seen any blood come out since the second round.
Yeah, it's a sizable gash. It's the cut is grown, but it's not bleeding.
And Glenn Tapia, who's fighting on the Canelo Con card. Glenn, you're watching this. What are you seeing?
Oh my God, man! I'm over here seeing the press and Jesus Christ, this is an amazing fight, man. These guys going at it. I think this is about investing in the body, both guys, and they're both doing it. They're both doing it really well. Kamegai is a little sharper though. He's a little sharper with his punches. I just want to see how he's gonna do later in the round. I mean, later in the fight when this guy Soto stays here, you know, and he's gonna be here punching.
Hey Glenn, when you're in a scrap like this or barn burner going back and forth and you're just mixing up punch for punch, what do you got to do to like separate yourself in the eyes of the judges?
Like I said, well, the last 30 seconds, those count. In these kind of fights, the last 30 seconds count a lot, you know. Last 10 seconds just going at it and winning them last 10 seconds because those are the rounds that the judges are gonna end up seeing at the end of it. You know, they're gonna remember that.
Glenn Tapia fights on the Canelo Con card. He's roaming around Velasco Theater. Make sure you follow his Instagram. Over 80,000 followers. Can we get a shout out there? Come on now. There we go. 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, I love following Glenn on, as a family man, I like following Glenn on Instagram.
But right now we're watching Soto Karass and Kamegai.
I could be
uppercut from Kamegai.
Yeah, he's still landing and moving about the ring well, but I'm seeing fatigue on the face of Kamegai. More so than Soto Karass.
Oh, exchanging rights.
Whoa. Soto Karass senses something. I think he can see the fatigue on the face of Kamegai, and I think he's getting in there. He's starting to really affect him now.
What a final 10 seconds. Sometimes you just got to stay quiet and enjoy it.
Followed by a left hook from Soto Karass. I think Karass needs more hooks. Kamegai getting under punches, doesn't get out of the way of a cuffing right cross from Soto Karass, who uses his jab to get inside, wails away at the body with the left, catches a right cross from Kamegai. Kamegai eats a right cross himself. Great two-way action.
And how do you guys have it after 5? Start with you, Doug.
I've got it even. I have it 2 rounds apiece. I copped out and scored round 4 even, so I have it 48-48 after 5 rounds.
And Doug, this is where I disagree with you in the 4th. I actually shaded that to Karass, and with that, I have the Mexican winning 48-47, but we are only halfway through.
Yeah, both of us scored round 5 for Soto Karass. It seems like he now has momentum in this fight.
Scotty del Castillo is here watching the fights. Zach Ochoa watching the fights in New Jersey. And yes, it is a phone booth fight. I'm glad you're 20 years old and you know what a phone booth is, Zach. Loaded Gloves, New York City. You're right, not a phone booth, it's a shoebox. Thanks again, everybody sending us the tweets on Ring TV Live.
Yeah, Twitter definitely alive tonight.
6th round. The 6th round is brought to you by the new Pixie app. Pixie, live curiously. Yoshihiro Kamegai, 26-3-1 from Tokyo, Japan. Born in Sapporo, Japan. Yes, that's where they do make the beer.
Good beer?
Good beer, yes.
He's gonna earn it after this one. He's in the black trunks.
Kamegai's got to watch that left uppercut from Soto Karass. That used to be one of his money punches, you know, 2008, 2009.
Soto Karass sparred hundreds and thousands of rounds against Antonio Margarito at his peak.
He's the only guy who could actually go rounds with Margarito in the gym.
And, you know, you could see some of the remnants of what he picked up there. Shortening up the punches, good overhand right over the top. This is where he wants to be.
Well, he learned how to be an inside fighter. As a prospect out of Los Mochis, he's a guy who actually used his height and his reach. He worked everything off the jab. He's more of a boxer. He became an inside fighter and a pressure fighter, being part of Team Margarito.
This was supposed to happen 3 years ago, this fight?
Right? I think it would have been the same fight, to be quite honest.
But these guys would have been a little bit more in their prime, a little bit sharper.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been at welterweight. I think it would have been a little bit more speed on the punches.
So we'd probably be on the trilogy right now.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Because I'm looking at the screen. It says 6 of 10. Can we get some 15 in here?
I wouldn't want to ask that of those guys. I think we're fine with 10 at age 34 and 33. I wouldn't ask any more of them.
Yeah, they're basically combining 15 rounds, crunching it down on 10 rounds.
At the way that they're going, going and the way that the judges are going to have it, and it's very hard to score, you're going to have some varying opinions if it keeps up the way it is
Let me ask you guys, who's winning this round so far?
I would say Kamegai.
I see, and the first minute, I thought it was Soto Karass. We have 45 seconds left.
Right now, the fans are winning this one for sure.
That's what Soto Karass kept repeating coming into this fight, and he does not lie.
Sixth round is scheduled for 10. Kamegai, Soto Karass, sold out Belasco Theater. Good left from Soto Karass.
Soto Karass,
got to watch that left uppercut.
Yeah, he's finding something, as they call it in hockey, the 5-hole, right up the middle, up and under.
The last few seconds of each round have been really good. See what they do here in the sixth round. They took a breath. They let him breathe. And Ring TV Live brought to you by Curaçao. Text the word promo to 61200 for an awesome free gift. Curaçao. All the brands you love, low, easy payments. Curaçao. As we get ready to go to the seventh round, you know, you don't want to close your eyes at this fight. You don't want to blink because you're going to miss some good punches. And then you see as Rudy Hernandez is working the corner and that cut of the Japanese fighter.
Yeah, PR Lopez 333 on Twitter has repeated, this is beautifully brutal.
Yes.
Hashtag JSK, hashtag Kamegai.
Beautifully brutal. I will use that in the eighth round. Get ready for that shout out. And you're right, Miss Fight Lady. It is living up to the hype and then some. Carmelo, I know you're watching out there on your iPad in San Diego. Appreciate the support. 6-year-old watching a real fight. And I appreciate the Spanish tweets. Some words that, even though we're in English, we shouldn't be saying them anyways. Hugh Cortez, but yes, I agree with you.
All I can say is orale.
Yep. We can say chingonski. In the seventh round, Kamegai in the black. Soto Karass. And Steve, I think you wrote the story about how, I think you described him as a fun-loving sparring partner with Margarito.
Quite frankly, early on in his career, as he hit the skids, he really wasn't taking this career all that seriously. And I think he's actually crafted a very good living the last 4 or 5 years just by doing this, being an honest-to-goodness prize fighter.
And when you may not take it seriously, like just no training or discipline.
Right.
Jab from Kamegai. Right hand from Soto Karass. Seeing more of Kamegai taking deep breaths here in the seventh round.
Yeah, he's, I think he's let his hands go more than Soto Karass, and he's using his legs more, so he's probably expending more energy of the two. But I like the subtle craft you see from these guys. And these guys are in here, and it's rock'em sock'em robots to an extent, but it's not sloppy, it's not uneducated boxing craft. They have their balance, they have very good punch selection, there's head movement, there's blocking going on. There's actually pretty good footwork from both guys.
Soto Karass came into this fight with over 302 pro rounds and a big right landed by the fighter from Los Mochis.
Compiled over a 15-year professional career.
And he's looking good in the seventh round.
He still got it.
You match him up right. 1-1-2 from Soto Karass. Kamegai comes right back at him. Body shot from Kamegai. Soto Karass goes upstairs again. What a fight. What a fight.
Whenever Soto Karass lands a big thudding punch from the outside, Kamegai comes right at him. He responds.
We're sitting ringside, and you're starting to hear those body punches landing with more of a thud later on in the rounds, just like that right from Soto Karass. Jab from Soto Karass. Body shot from Kamegai. Oh, good right from the Japanese fighter. It would have been a tough round to score. Could that have stolen it for him?
I think there are some rounds where both guys will have stolen by the end of this contest. Jabs from Soto Karass, doing well on the outside. He wasn't doing so well on the outside early on in the fight, doing better from the outside now. Nice jab from Soto Karass, partially splits the guard of, I'm sorry, Kamegai split the guard of Soto Karass. Comes back with a beautiful right, short right to the body. You see some feints in there. Yeah. They're not just standing and clubbing each other. There's some movement in there.
But you know what?
They're thinking about how they're going to land their power.
There is some subtle skill being displayed in there, but I do believe this. With 9 minutes to go, this fight is about who has more left in the tank, who got up earlier each morning to do a little bit more road work. I think this fight could go in either direction.
Yoshihiro El Maestrito Kamegai, born in Sapporo, Japan, side of the 72 Winter Olympics. Not an old guy tweet, Linus, it is a historical tweet. Jesus Renuente Soto Karass from Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. And if you know anything about Sinaloa boxing, you just know that's where some scrappers come out of there.
A lot of talent. Yeah, Culiacan and Los Mochis.
We got two good ones right now, two warriors, as they say in Spanish, guerreros. And you're watching that right now. These guys are just laying it all on the line.
This is boxing, but these guys are fighters.
But these guys are also, when they're in a fight like this, I know it's what they do, but this is what they want. This is their kind of fun.
it's their mentalities. This is who they are.
Like, they hate it if somebody's not hitting them.
Well, that's when they're frustrated. You know, that's you saw that look on Kamegai's face throughout the Alfonso Gomez fight. He's like, why aren't you fighting me back, you know? Now he's getting
what they wanted, this is what they got.
Yeah, he's getting the Mexican warrior from Soto Karass. And if you've been paying attention to professional boxing in the last 4 or 5 years, you know that when Japanese fighters travel from that island to fight here in the U.S., they don't come to lay down. They may not win, but they're going to give you a fight. They're going to try to win.
I still remember Figueroa against Arakawa. I thought that was a great display of Japanese warrior culture.
Yes.
That wasn't so much boxing, but a kamikaze effort in San Antonio.
Body shot from Kamegai.
And of course, last year's fight of the year was between a Japanese fighter, Takashi Miura, and a Mexican fighter, Francisco Vargas.
El Bandido. What a fight at the Mandalay Bay on Colo Canelo. Good round for Soto Karass, landing some of the bigger shots.
Nice jab from Kamegai in the last 15 seconds.
You see the scorecard for Steve has Kamegai up 1.
I still have it even.
It's very unofficial cards, but my guys are usually on it. 8th round, scheduled for 10. Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, Steve Kim. 2 of the best boxing scribes out there. They've seen some great battles over the years. And good right landed by Kamegai. And when these guys tell you that get here early, you're going to see a good one, it's not hyperbole, and it's living up to the billing from both of you. Kamegai, Soto Karass, sold out Belasco Theater, standing room only, closed circuit tickets sold, second market making money, and right now the fight fans are winning in the LA Fight Club at the Belasco Theater in downtown LA.
Some feints before Kamegai lets a jab and right hand go. Beautiful short left, chopping left to the hip of Soto Karass from Kamegai. Some good inside work from Soto Karass, working the hook and the right and the left uppercut, and then backing out mid-range, working his jab. Another left hook to the body from Kamegai, left hook to the head from Kamegai. A lead right followed by a left hook from Kamegai. Left hook to the body from both veteran welterweights fighting in the junior middleweight division.
You want some hype? We don't sell you hype.
This fight needed no hype. you didn't have to sell this fight to anyone who's been following boxing for the past 5 years.
This is a fight where the casual fan was asking me, hey, so you've been tweeting about this, you've been talking about, can I get some tickets? No, sold out. And the 9th round is brought to you by the Ring Magazine. The Ring Magazine, the Bible of Boxing since 1922. Subscribe today. Got my new one this week.
And you're going to see in 1 month from now, the next issue, you're going to see some beautiful pictures. Ooh, hip shot. Kamegai's been throwing sort of borderline left hooks. Oh, and he walks into a 1-2 combination from Soto Karass.
Kamegai was walking over with his gloves together like to apologize.
Right.
At least he kept half the glove up.
Naoki Fukuda, who was ringside, and they were close to him when they were in Soto Karass's corner. He's one of the best boxing photographers in the business. I guarantee you he's going to capture some beautiful action from this slugfest.
Been a slugfest, great way to describe it, Doug Fisher.
The only way to describe it.
And for being such a scrap, guys' faces are clean, not much clenching. Right now, this might be the first time that you actually do hold, and that's just probably a sign of wear and tear from each other.
Which shows you they're human.
Are they? They weren't through 8.
Maybe a little something extra. They're humans who happen to be natural fighters.
So this is that fight for when you want to introduce somebody to a fight, never been to one. Here, watch this.
Yeah, courage on display. These guys, this is why boxers are special.
And for those of you who had tickets and couldn't make it, well, the replay will be available for you tomorrow.
And I hope you're watching the stream. I hope you're watching on Australia TV.
And thanks to everybody watching us in Canada, in France, and in Turkey, also in Japan.
Kamegai keeping his speed in these late rounds. I'm impressed. He may have taken over this round with some of these combinations. You can tell Kamegai is still in there thinking. Not totally throwing caution to the wind. He's trying not to be reckless, trying to block what he can, counter, get undershots when he can. And he's doing a fairly decent job of it and coming back with nice combinations like that left of the body, right to the head.
Drops one, eats one. Follows back with a right of his own.
Boy, this is just a grinding fight, guys. They are just chipping away at each other.
Another tough round to score. Who will steal it here? 10 seconds to go in the 9th round. Kamegai, Soto Karass. Fans on their feet. Ooh, ooh.
Hellacious round 9. Left hooks, left uppercuts from Soto Karass. Soto Karass with some good infighting. Kamegai lands a left to the body, actually to the hip. Soto Karass complained and then walked Kamegai into 1-2 combination. Kamegai raged back. In the second half, you see a beautiful left to the body, right to the head combination. Good infighting from the Japanese fighter. I actually scored round 9 for Kamegai, Steve.
Doug, I agree, and with that, he has pulled ahead 86-85 on my scorecard. Guys, I think this fight comes down to the last 3 minutes. 180 seconds. I don't think we need to say much. Lots going to happen. We should
let him fight. On my very unofficial scorecard, I have it 86-86 after 9, so whoever wins round 10 wins this fight for me.
The corner of Soto Karass was barking. Kamegai's corner had him doing breathing exercises. Calm. 10th and final round, and this one is brought to you by Yip TV. Kamegai in black, Soto Karass in the white and silver. It's been a great scrap between two warriors. Fans definitely enjoying it in our main event, the LA Fight Club.
I admire and really I'm humbled by each man's commitment to winning this fight. There's been no coasting at all in this 10-rounder.
Coming out the way they started the fight, right at each other.
Oh. And we didn't have to wonder if they were going to let it all hang out in round 10. We didn't have to wonder if they were willing to empty their tank.
Glenn Tapia, what are you seeing right now?
I think it's the last round, and whoever wins this round is going to win, you know.
Kamegai in the black. Glenn, when you've been in these scraps, when you come in there, what's your attitude when you know it's this tight? Like, what do you try to do?
This type of fight?
Yeah.
Ooh, just go in there. You can't really, it's not really stylistically, you know, it's just, you got to go in there and fight and just, you got to be tough, you know, hit a lot of body shots in there, but right now, these guys ain't going to stop. It don't matter what you hit them with.
They ain't stopping till Brooklyn, man.
Yes, not at all. And it's amazing, man, with how they giving us a show like this. It's amazing, man.
I'm surprised that Kamegai is applying as much pressure as he is, and I think it's effective pressure. He's winning this round so far.
Kamegai in the black trunks.
Doug, I'm not sure about that. I actually think Kamegai's done a nice job of pressuring, but he's running into some counter punches here from Soto Karass. He's done a nice job of taking a half step back and running him into some stuff.
Yeah, he's doing a good job now, absolutely. And fighting very effectively as he's being backed into a neutral corner.
Less than a minute to go in the fight, and the upstairs balcony already clapping for these two warriors as they're going on. They put on a show all night long. Volume punching from both.
Guys, this is just soul searching now. That's all it is.
And they both take a breath with 34 seconds to go. Soto's crowd willing him on. 20 seconds to go in what's been a good fight. One of the best we've had here at the Belasco Theater.
Without a doubt.
Right landed by Kamegai. Another right from Kamegai. Who will be able to steal it with 10 seconds to go in the fight? I'm going to be quiet and you guys just watch this. They go 10. They both smile. And they hug each other right where the fight started, in the middle of the ring. A standing ovation for Yoshihiro Kamegai.
I'm going to stand up and applaud these guys myself.
Jose Soto Karass, standing ovation there. You see him getting carried around the ring. What a fight. Wow. We'll be back with more from the LA Fight Club on Ring TV Live. There you see two warriors congratulating each other as Soto Karass is grabbing Kamegai's hand, walking around the ring. They're both putting their hands up. We applaud you, the fans do. They got a standing ovation. And let's look at the replays from the 10th and final round. Vice President Eric Gomez right there talking to Soto Karass and Kamegai.
It was non-stop action. Kamegai started the round furiously, pushing Soto Karass against the ropes. As Steve Ken noted, Soto Karass fought well off those ropes, landed shots. So did Kamegai. Both guys landing, both guys swinging and missing a bit here, and fatigue was a factor. And both guys also landing hard right hands. The inside fighting was brutal. Some nice step aside move from Soto Karass, lands a right cross. Kamegai lands his left. Kamegai blocking and countering, trying to come up the middle with his right uppercut. And this is a fight that matchmaker Robert Diaz rightfully should be proud of. An effort that both fighters should be proud of.
There's that old axiom, styles make fights. You know what makes great fights? Fighters. That's what we saw. I don't think these are great fighters, but together, they're like peanut butter and jelly. There are certain guys, they're limited, they have certain limitations, their ceilings aren't all that high, they're never elite, but these two guys are made for each other.
Absolutely.
There you see Robert Diaz, the matchmaker, who...
That's his masterpiece. That's his Rembrandt.
He should be proud. He really should. Golden Boy Promotions should be proud for putting on a fight like this.
I got a text from Matt Swiderman who says these guys should fight every 4 to 6 months together. No one else. Just make it a best of 17.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Twitter comments like that.
I see another tweet that says, let's have a draw. Let's call it in September. Oscar De La Hoya, Chairman, CEO, Hall of Famer.
And guys, I had it a draw, 95-95.
I had it for Kamegai by 1 point, 96-95. And of course, there were rounds that easily could have gone to Soto Karass that I scored for Kamegai.
And you see everybody. It's just a cool vibe of what happens at the LA Fight Club where they come together and the fight game is back. Oscar De La Hoya started to bring fights here at the Fight Club to bring his guys who are 2-0, 3-0. Give them a venue, have a chance to see your friends and your family come and support you where you don't have to go to a venue in the middle of nowhere. And what happens? They start developing these guys. We see the Joseph Diaz who graduates, and then now you can bring back guys like Soto Karass and Kamegai.
You know, I asked Eric Gomez, was there any interest from bigger networks in this fight? They said yes, but they specifically thought this fight belonged here. They thought it'd be good for the program.
That was good for us. We got to call
it. Yeah, that's true.
You have these
I'm not going to complain about that.
And then you also had Slava Shabramsky, who could, on the verge of doing something big in his division. I mean, this was just a fun evening. Bethel Durant, Doug Fisher, Steve Kim. Thanks to everybody involved in the production, everybody doing a great job on the replays, the Chiron, everybody on our crew. I want to thank you guys right now before we lay out. Will Wright doing a great job. David Tatro, Scott Tatro, Luis Gonzalez doing a bunch of stuff, I guess. I know you do have 8 jobs, Lou. You only get 1 check, though. Javier Razo doing everything involved in the PR department. Yes, I'm thanking everybody because everybody went and helped out today. Girls in the ticket office, Shauna and Yosdi, Ceci, and everybody involved with the broadcast. Monica Sears, another vice president. Everybody in the office was here tonight. You know, sometimes it's, I got other things to do. We're here. If I'm not involved, I support you. I'll be there. I'll leave early. Nobody left early. That's the beauty of the Golden Boy. It's the family atmosphere where you look forward to coming to work. And this is cool. They're waiting for the decision, and everybody at the Velasco Theater is standing up.
And a lot of respect, a lot of good-natured feelings between both camps, between the fighters. There was no bad blood. There was no trash talk leading up to this. They could stand next to each other at the media workout and take pictures and be friendly because they're real fighters. They don't need to psych themselves up before they get into that ring.
I think regardless of the result, this fight is good enough that you could certainly do a sequel. I don't think there's any doubt. Again, these styles match up so well.
And both earned a pay raise, I think.
No doubt about it. Yeah, the next one will not be at the Velasco, Doug.
And the cool aspect is that fighters, they say game, recognized game. Other fighters are watching tonight. Joseph Diaz Jr. sending me a snap. Yes, it was a bad fight, JoJo. Congratulations on your win. We'll be talking to you soon.
Jimmy's Corner, 3-piece boxing, has it a draw.
I've seen a lot of draws.
Hector Tanahara's family out in San Antonio watching it. Ovi, I know you're there. Congratulations on the horses. I mean, this is just one.
Grandes guerreros que nos regalaron este combate. Round of applause for these two great warriors for this outstanding boxing showcase tonight. And after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Damas y caballeros, después de 10 rounds de combate, nos vamos con las tarjetas de los jueces. Judge, el juez, Raúl Kais Jr. scored the bout 97-93, 97-93 in favor of Kamegai. Zachary Young has it 96-94, 96-94 in favor Soto Karass. And Eddie Hernandez scores the bout, lo califica 95-95, 95-95. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a draw. Tenemos un empate y posible revancha.
And there you see, Soto Karass started clapping because he obviously speaks Spanish, heard the word empate, which is draw. He starts clapping. Kamegai gives that little side eye, like, what? And he's like, oh, draw. Okay, we cool.
Perfect score. Perfect. One judge had it for Kamegai, one judge had it for Soto Karass, the other judge had it even, like you saw it, Steve. Like a lot of fight fans watching our stream and watching on TV had it. I think it was perfect.
And look at some replays from this fight.
I hate to talk over this action. I really do. I feel like I detract from it. Left hooks to the body. And here's the thing, no pitter pats throughout this fight. There was some cause for concern early in the fight when there was a cut that opened up around the right eye of Kamegai. It bled in the second round and third round. Veteran cornerman, cutman, Rudy Hernandez got it under control. Kamegai got his game going. A lot of good blocking and countering on the inside. Good shots from the outside from both guys. Early on, it was Kamegai with the faster punches from the outside. Later in the fight, I thought it was Soto Karass with good timing, landing heavy right hands from the outside.
Doug, every time we thought a particular fighter gained the momentum, it swung right back.
One round or another round
two.
after that, the other fighter suddenly had the momentum. And as they trade shots, as they trade short lefts on the inside, as they trade right crosses, they landed to the jaw, they landed to the hip, they landed to the stomach, they landed to the temple, they landed to the ear, but they just kept coming.
I got to tell you, this was 30 minutes of a pace that literally started off in 3-4 seconds, and it was just so steady, and it got faster, then it was steady again, and in the last 30 seconds to see these guys just empty the tank, it really is something to behold.
I think it's humbling, it really is, and I know there's a lot of boxing purists out there and be like, whatever. They just, you know, you guys are bloodthirsty ghouls. This is just gladiator crap. I'm like, yeah, but people like it. Yeah. And I'm one of those people. And the fans in attendance here tonight and the folks who were chiming in on social media, they are a testament to that.
And Glenn Tapia, you were here. You're getting ready for your fight May 7th. What did you think? You're in the ring right now about this fight and the decision to be a draw.
Speechless, and a draw is good because it was a great fight between both of them. I kind of had it more towards Kamegai a little bit, you know. He did his thing a little bit more. He had sharper punches in there, but it's good. The draw was good enough. There was great fighters, and it was just an amazing fight. I hope you guys enjoyed it out there. Matter of fact, I know you guys enjoyed it out there like I did. Thank you guys.
Glenn Tapia, great work tonight.